The US has always been skeptical of multilateralism because, it's back to George Washington's days of beware foreign entanglements. The US can afford to be much more self-sufficient and independent than just about any other nation in the world, given its incredible endowments of natural resources, its size, its open and market and openness to immigration in general terms means that it can afford to kind of look after itself. So multilateralism and the turn to multilateralism was a phenomenon of the pain of the early part or the first part of the 20th century, and deciding that to avoid getting dragged into wars again in order to protect its economic interests and protect its allies and so on, it needed to create institutions that would limit the risk of conflict and that would bring people together to trade openly, and also to provide for security in a way that was more predictable. But America always kind of stood a little bit to a side on these things. It never joined the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, didn't join the International Criminal Court. When it needed to invade Iraq, it invaded Iraq, even though the UN believed that it needed a second resolution and chose not to go for it. So America, and it was given the permission to do that because most Western nations thought, look, we don't mind if America does its own stuff now and again, as long as it's inside the multilateral institutions when we need it to be. So, America has always been able to take a much more picky approach to multilateralism. And even the Trump administration's battles with the WTO were over the one area where it really went truly multilateral, which was in the dispute settlement mechanism on trade disputes, where, in essence, the US could be outvoted by the court, the appellate court.